Will Elvin Panner be criminally charged for possession of dangerous goods? The BDF Brigadier General says he trespassed. You'll hear comments tonight. And Dalavan gone up again from $2 to $3. The association leader tells us they have gas Spain. Also, he warned about rogue police checkpoints in the Senate, and now Labour Senator Glenfield Dennison experienced it firsthand. You'll see how it all went down. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Monday, May 25th, 2026. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indira Craig.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7. This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
At Cellular World, we believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper-quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with the Samsung Q LED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the Smart Thing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today. Only at Cellular World.
They're not just cigarette, vape, hookah, cigar, and all kind of tobacco product, Lego, dangerous smoke, and toxic chemical. When you smoke or vape, that cloud they not disappear. It turns into second-hand smoke and third-hand smoke where people wrong your breathing. That kind of smoke that could cause cancer, diabetes, lungs disease, or heart problems. It could kill anybody who get exposed to it. If you smoke or vape, go outside, far from people. Everybody deserves to breathe clean air.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the Swing Bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Hallover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Belcan Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Hallover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, all marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Hallover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The Ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
In Belize, some things aren't explained. They're passed down. Not because they're tradition, but because they've proven they work. When you work hard for what you have, you learn to protect it. And when the time comes, you pass that responsibility forward. Every generation faces new beginnings, but the choices that matter most are built on trust. For decades, Belizean families have relied on one place to protect their homes, their vehicles, and the lives they're building. When trust is passed down, you know it's been earned. For Belizean families, that trust has a name. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Look here, your kitchen light there and the vent in the kitchen. But I'm going back in there right now. And the coffee maker?
Just to try keep my coffee warm for later.
Where do you know?
I'll try to think more to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool.
Uh-huh.
For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, the blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
I've always been fascinated with gemstones. It's all about taking nature's beauty and creating something uniquely beautiful. I've had inspiration from the Belize Blue Bull, the beaches, the jaguar. I've launched a new product called Co-Design with Deb, and Atlantic Bank's e-commerce system has opened the door to my international customers so I can receive payments so they can have their custom pieces shipped to them.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
What happens when one person decides to make a change? In communities across Belize, we're seeing the answer.
Hi, I'm Kayla Linares. I love being outside and surrounded by nature. When I heard about the national cleanup, I signed up right away. I don't litter, and I help clean up Belize, one piece of trash at a time.
It starts with one choice, one moment, one step towards something better. Across our beautiful country, everyday heroes are making a difference. In just one day, nearly 2,000 volunteers collected over 40,000 pounds of garbage. From local groups to national partners, Belizeans are uniting to protect what we love. Every cleanup, every piece of properly disposed waste, every conversation, it all creates a ripple effect. But we can't just continue to clean up after everybody's mess. Let's prevent it and be proactive, not reactive. Because remember, our beliefs, our responsibility. Dini.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight, the puzzling case of Elvin Penner and his actions at the BDF training area at Baldy Beacon has been brought into sharper focus, and that's after the BDF Brigadier General and the Minister of Defense addressed the media today. Last week, Elvin Penner told us that the entire concept of a BDF training area is notional. He claims the land has always been private, but the owners never exercised their land rights, and it came to be used as a British forces training area, which the government didn't own. And now he says the BDF is on private land. But today, the Brigadier General told us Penner is the one that is trespassing.
Well, from the point of view of the BDF, Mr. Penner trespassed into our training area, and he removed military items from the grounds, and that's our point of view there.
Were those items that Mr. Penner got a hold of, were those meant to also be destroyed, or was the BDF going to keep those?
A part of it was supposed to be destroyed, was being destroyed, and the other portion were still property of the BDF. Yeah.
So then, can you talk about how easy it was for him to actually get onto those training grounds that are supposed to be for the BDF?
Well, it's a huge area. It's several kilometers, miles wide. So there's no fence around the area at all. There's access by some minor roads and by other crossing hills and valleys. So it's not an area that is fenced off, anything like that, right? So people can access the area. However, during exercises, we put up warning flags and we deliver NOTAMs so that people know that we're conducting exercise in the area. And also, during the exercise, we have sentries out. So there's no reason why Mr. Penner didn't know that we were there conducting these exercises.
Do you expect that he should also face theft charges?
Well, that's a matter for the police to determine based on the reports that we will give them.
But while the BDF maintains that it exercises control of Baldy Beacon, how was Penner able to gather and remove all their explosive devices? We asked the Defense Minister about it today.
Regarding the detonation of the Ukshas in Baldy Beacon, were adequate safety measures put in place to prevent civilians from getting access to the area? And if so, how was Penner able to waltz away with explosive material?
My gosh, interesting choice of words, waltz away. I mean, I think whenever people, I think we all know the military always puts out advance warning, and usually you stay away from this. The military were simply conducting what I don't think anyone would complain about, destroying these explosives. I mean, you saw how we lost a life, sadly, because of it. This is part of the overall effort to destroy that. You know, so I'm not sure how anyone would in their right mind actually go around there and try to interfere with that work.
Will you seek criminal charges from?
I don't want to comment on that right now.
But the police did comment on it today. They have received statements about Penner's removal of the explosive items and are investigating.
As it relates to the inquiry in relation to Mr. Penner, I can confirm that the department has received a report and 2 statements, and those are being reviewed in light of the Dangerous Goods Act.
What kind of criminal charges can be brought against Mr. Penner for what he did?
As I stated, the statements have been received and they are being reviewed in relation to the Dangerous Goods Act. I am not able to say at this point in time until investigators review the statement and the act to see if the elements of any of the offenses are there.
And while the matter of criminal charges is a definite wait and see, the entire incident has exposed the need for the BDF to lock down ownership of its camp and training sites so that they can be designated solely for their operations, never to be sold as private land.
The BDF now is in the process of acquiring land so that they can, in the future, don't have to deal with this issue of whichever government come in or whichever ministers come in, they can arbitrarily get access to their lands. Right? I mean, the military needs its training grounds. We have to continue operating, so we are working on that, securing some operating area that they can conduct their drills and training and, where necessary, live firing appropriately.
So what do you make of the fact that the Balde Beacon essentially has been sold? Should GOB try and buy it back?
I'd rather the Minister of Lands comment on those.
Will you all now have to move to ensure that the government has title for all BDF camps, etc.?
Yes, that's what we're working on, for all military training grounds that it pertains to the military. We are now looking for new lands. At this time, we will be working with the Ministry of Natural Resources so that where we will operate from now to the future, it will be property of the Belize Defense Force.
And while the BDF works to lock down state lands, what about the private property owners in the area? For those whose ownership is undisputed, the force says that landowners are always notified well in advance before technicians detonate any of these highly dangerous unexploded devices.
Friday, I was there at the Balde Beacon, and I met with a representative of the landowners in the area, and we had a very, very good discussion about moving forward and explaining our position to them and their position to us. And the feedback that I got was that everyone, the landowners, were grateful that we were there destroying the unexploded devices that were found, that were a danger to their children and to their family and to themselves. So BDF found many of these items, and some of these people reported it, and we removed it from the area, and then we were destroying it. So we were doing all this destruction for the greater good of the general public. We have developed some methods of communicating better with the landowners. Since Friday. Okay. We have also been communicating, but we have established an easier method of communication. And we ask them to, anytime they find any unexploded device, please inform us, and we will give them our contacts, and we will make some flyers and give it out to them so that the communication is there 100% and steady. So we take it very seriously that any unexploded devices that are found, that they should report it to the Belize Defense Force, and we will send a team out to either destroy it in place or remove it and destroy it at a later date.
But following military protocol is only one half the battle. Finding all the unexploded ordnances, the real challenge. Over 1,000 have been recovered, and there's no telling how many of them are left. The minister says that they just don't know where they are.
Almost 2,000 of these ukshos were found across Belize, many of them in your area, the north. This cost one life, and it could have cost others. Will you all seek compensation from the British Army?
We are always in discussions with the British military. Again, those discussions we don't want to be commenting on. We feel that there are some more. We clearly can't tell you. We're not hiding it now. We just don't know how much more. But we think we've gotten a significant amount, and we're always on the lookout because at the end of the day, you never know. I mean, I think every now and again you get the news from Europe where there's always some unexploded ordnance that exists, and they've done their best over the past 80 plus years to try to clean it up. Likewise, so there's probably some, but we're actively, working with the communities because usually they would know where it would be.
And so those 2,000 or so, it's the communities who have said, hey, this is here?
They worked along with the BDF. Remember, we put out an announcement, please help us to find these, help us to locate it. And so it was like a community effort with the BDF.
And while they tried to recover all the undetonated ordnance lying around, destruction of these UXOs poses a high-impact threat to the surrounding environment. And with the forest floor bone dry at this time of year, we asked the minister, why carry out these detonations in the peak of the dry season?
In terms of the large-scale destruction, does the BDF take any responsibility for that ecological biodiversity area. It's important for those reasons.
It is critically important, no? And so the military is working along with the Department of the Environment that we're able to assess all the damages, and from there, well, then we'll see what transpires. But I don't want to offer comments on when there is still an ongoing investigation on what transpired, particularly there in the area.
They have waited, seeing that we're in the middle of the dry season right now.
You have explosive detonations. We have lost a life, sadly. I will not question the BDF as to the timing of this. I mean, I wish we can continue this. Well, firstly, I hope we have no more in the country, all right? But I mean, I believe they had to move expeditiously on this because this serves no purpose for us but endanger innocent lives, and sadly, we have lost a life.
My understanding is that they were already safeguarded away from, they had been retrieved already, is my understanding.
Yes, I mean, it is always retrieved. It has to be handled safely. These are our bomb experts. They know how to handle it, all right? So, I mean, sometimes these incidents do occur, and that's why I say we're working closely with the environment to ensure that we can coordinate it properly more time. But I do support the military in that we need to destroy these munitions expeditiously.
The Brigadier General explained that funding for these destinations comes through a partnership with OAS. He explained that the rainy season also makes it difficult for them to access the destruction zone, and by his telling, the environment is quick to recuperate from the impacts of the disposal.
To coordinate the OAS PACAM team that visited, it didn't happen overnight. It took many months to coordinate that visit. And the only window that we had was that time that we did it. So the two experts that came from the OAS were here in Belize for a certain time and certain period. So we had to do it then, okay? That's the first thing. And secondly, during the wet season, when it's raining, the roads are very, very difficult and almost impossible, okay?
Even now, you mean all the way there because there have been improvements.
Well, the road is very difficult even now. I was there Friday, and it was a very bone-jarring experience to drive out there. So during the wet season, the roads are very, very difficult and almost impossible for a truck. And to transport unexploded device in the back of a truck it's kind of dangerous. So we had to take it when the roads are good, and it coincided with the fact that the PACAM team had to be here in May. Now, in terms of the fire burnt out as of Friday. It did no damage to property any at all. So it was just a wildfire. Yes.
When you say property, you're talking about private property.
It did no damage to any man-made structure whatsoever.
Oh, but land and forest, yes.
Of course, it burned bush and it burned grass in the savanna. Vegetation.
Which is ecologically important.
That vegetation will grow back in a matter of months.
Okay.
No pine trees. Well, no great area of pine was destroyed. It was mostly brush and some open land. Yes.
But you accept that the fire was the result of BDF activity.
The fire was the result of the explosions, the coordinated explosions, the safe explosions, and the fire was a result of sparks and embers, and due to the high winds as well.
Aside from locating and disposing of UXOs, we also asked the Brigadier General about the fragmentation grenade found in Curzon on Friday. The BDF was called in to remove the device. Velasquez told us what they found.
And we found an M67 fragmentation grenade, which is a high explosive grenade, in the area of C Street in Corozal town. The grenade was a live grenade, and it could have done a lot of damage had it been used in the way it was meant to be used.
Is it known who was in possession of that grenade?
Well, when we found it, no one was in possession. It was in an open area near a tree in a plastic bag.
How could it have gotten there?
A very good question. I can't answer that question.
The origin?
The origin of the grenade, M67, I believe it's an American-made grenade.
So do we have more of those? Like, how would those have gotten in country in the first place? Cartels? I don't know.
Well, the assumption would be by cartels or by criminal elements, definitely local criminal elements as well.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, you'll hear why the dollar vans are increasing their price. And he warned about rogue police checkpoints in the Senate. Now, Labor Senator Glenfield Dennison experienced it firsthand. We'll see how it all went down. Don't go away.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
Our story was built by people, neighbors helping neighbors, standing side by side with those who trust us to protect what matters most and help build our communities. Being there when needed most. Across borders, across generations. Still growing, still giving, still just getting started. After 185 years.
People don't travel with cash anymore. People would stop and they want to do a coffee tour, they want to buy coffee, but people don't have cash with them. Online banking facilitated a lot of what we do. I don't have to run to town and I have to use fuel and other expenses. Atlantic Bank actually approached us. They facilitated us with a bank account, which is something that we didn't have in hand, and then with a POS machine. I sit and sip my good cup of coffee and do payments.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing informs the general public that works from Belize City to Hattieville under the George Price Highway Upgrading Project are actively progressing. The public is advised that business signs and roadside memorials located within the road reserve, including crosses and other commemorative markers, will need to be removed. We recognize the personal significance of these memorials and are committed to handling this process with the utmost respect and sensitivity. Removals must be completed by June 12, 2026, in preparation for construction works. Following the completion of the project, interested parties must reapply to the MIDH for the reinstallation of private signs within the road reserve. The Ministry sincerely appreciates the understanding and cooperation of the public as we work to improve the safety and quality of our highways. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195 or 828-6007.
Hi, I'm Ava.
And I'm Aiden. We're your AI guides to all things NHI.
In this video, we will guide you on how to become an NHI member. You, and if you have a child, must have a Social Security card. To get an SSB card is easy. Visit socialsecurity.org.bz/card-replacement to view the required documents that are needed.
There is a fee of only $5 Belize for a first-time issue and $26 Belize for a replacement card. Newborns can use their mother's SSB card for up to 2 months.
With your SSB card, you and all family members can register at any NHI contracted clinic of your choice.
You and members of your family can now access health care when needed.
Please note that once you are registered with a clinic, you must go to that same clinic when you need medical care. Look out for more NHI guides like this.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
When the buses announced that they would raise their prices, it came as no surprise that the dollar vans would follow suit. So now what started out as a $1 ride increased to $2 in 2020 and is now at a painful $3. Joe Marie Lanza spoke with the president of the association, and here's what he told us.
Starting June 1st, the daily commute to work in a dollar van will cost passengers $3. Their association says the decision to increase was a tough one to make, but due to the increase in fuel prices, they were left with no other choice.
It was a really, really hard decision that we had to make, no, because of the high prices, the fuel prices that's going up, and also we have a lot of intruders, a lot of van is not part of our association, so there's a lot of competition out there, you know. So we can't provide the service that we used to with this gas price going very high, you know.
So is it that you guys just want a lease subsidy or something to help you out with it?
Right. Subsidy will be an excellent thing that will be very, very helpful for us, you know, at this time and need. You know, we are planning to take it up to $3, but then as soon as the gas come down, then we'll bring it back down too. Yeah, so it's not a stable thing where we're planning to have it stay at the $3. But for right now, it's a must for us because, like I said, we are taking leak out here, you know.
Swift says that before $125 of gas was enough to get around for the day. But now they find themselves having to spend more at the pump. And they're hardly breaking even. With that, all 65 members have agreed to increase their fares.
But we're feeling the pinch when we go to buy gas. The last week I put the $50 gas and that didn't even serve me up to 3 hours. And I didn't even make back that $50. I went back to the gas station, you know, but it's because the gas station that I trust the person and all that. I went back to the gas station, you know, because I went to buy again. Because that's where I buy gas from Richard every day. And I said, he said, it's not me. It's so, you know, so it's not because we want to say because this AB raised, no. It's because we are not making it again because of the gas fare. So we have to do what we have to do. You can't come out in the morning that you're hoping to make money. And at the end of the day, you can't even get put food on the table. It's kind of, so we are not raising because of EYZ towards this raise. We are raising because we need to try and make ends meet, be able to come back home and at least make a little bit profit, not pouring all the money we have into gasoline. And at the end of the day, you can't put food in the table. How will you feed your family? How will you maintain your vehicle?
Jomari Lanza, 7 News.
On Saturday, Labour Senator Glenfield Dennison was held up at a police checkpoint. Ironically, it's the same thing he spoke about 4 weeks ago in the Senate. And it played out in real time on Orange Street on Saturday. Tonight, Jaleesa Roberts takes a look at what went down between the officers and the senator.
He warned about it in the Senate just a few weeks ago.
What I find with people who are enforcing the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act and the regulations they're under is that they don't understand necessarily the constitutional context within which they're enforcing the pieces of legislation.
And on Saturday, May 23rd, he lived the nightmare.
What do you mean accident about?
The vehicle documentation.
You not got a certificate to your vehicle, sir?
Yes, I have it.
Make the process easier. You go about your business. You show what you got.
I teach you today, you can't ask for that. That will happen today. So you land, you can't just ask for that. That's what happen.
So who for answer it? You
can't ask for that.
No, I ask you, so who for answer it?
No, you're not land.
Huh?
Wait, right now. Right now.
You
answer the radio.
Who for answer it?
You just wait for the radio.
Right. You have to wait for no have a tune. You could carry in that station.
Get somebody at rank, no?
We don't need nobody no rank.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, traffic stop, man. Traffic stop.
You can't ask for title, brother. And if you got a reason for ask for my title,
so who for ask for it?
I tell you.
God?
And that was the exchange, but not before one of the more senior officers realized that he was addressing Senator Dennison. But he had already taken the matter into his own hands.
Apologies, Mr. Dennison. How are you?
The VP, right? The VP's office?
Yes,
Mr.
Dennison.
Right? Apologies.
You had to wait for the compol call or no?
No.
No, I don't call the compol. I don't call the compol.
But this occurrence proved his point within the Senate, that many officers at these traffic stops violate rights of civilians who do not know better. That day in the Senate, Dennison encouraged Belizeans to do this.
Invest only $7, $14, $12 on the Lee. Things then to put your cell phone on your dashboard. And put your cell phone in there. And press record whenever you're approaching or having any interactions at a checkpoint. with traffic wardens or police officers and so.
Many of those don't know their rights, but Dennison did, and that prevented him from being detained. Jaleesa Roberts, 7 News.
Tonight, police have confirmed that over $20,000 has been stolen from the CIB branch of the Belize Police Department. It was discovered missing in April. Now, the CIB is in charge of investigating crime, so who will investigate this? When we spoke with police, they said that the money is from a 2023 seizure.
As it relates to that inquiry, I can confirm that as a part of the auditing that was done at the CIB, discovery was made that some sums of money was unaccounted for, and that is the matter of an ongoing investigation. I believe it's something around that, yes, just over $20,000. It's an ongoing investigation. The members of the Professional Standards Branch are reviewing the matter. A number of statements have been recorded, as the investigation continues.
Do we know what date exactly it was noticed that it was missing?
I believe it was sometime earlier this year. It was a sum of money that was seized as a part of an investigation that dates back to 2023.
Reliable reports tell 7 News that the officer commanding for CIB was transferred as a consequence of this missing money. And the missing money does not stop at the CIB office. We've been reporting on the allegations of well over $160,000 missing from the Immigration Department in Belize City. Will criminal charges be brought in that one? Police say that more statements need to be recorded.
As it relates to immigration, what I've been advised is that an official statement has been given in relation to the missing documents, nationality documents, and as it relates to the missing sums of money, arrangements are being made to record a thorough statement in relation to that report.
Okay, so nothing has been recorded when it comes to missing money.
They have informed us of certain things. However, a thorough statement needs to be recorded with particular and specific information, and that is what the investigators and those persons are working on, to get all the documents in order so that when the report is given, it is comprehensive.
Another man has been shot inside a toy SOE zone. The latest victim has been identified as Alonzo Myers, who survived multiple shots to the body. It happened on Friday night and it was captured on security camera. We warn you that the images are graphic.
Police are investigating a shooting incident that resulted in the injury of 20-year-old Alonzo Myers of Belize City. The investigation commenced on Friday, 22nd May at around 11 o'clock p.m. when officers on patrol in the Jane Usher Boulevard area were alerted to the sounds of shots being fired, and upon their inquiry, they were advised that an injured Mr. Myers was transported to the hospital for medical attention. What the investigation has so far revealed is that Myers had entered his yard and was accosted by two male persons, one of who fired several shots, resulted in his injury. No suspect has been identified, nor has a motive been established in this ongoing investigation. However, police are reviewing a number of video footage to see how they can advance the investigation.
And there was another city shooting this morning. Malik Sutherland was shot on Cleghorn Street as he was going to work. Police told us more.
Police have detained one male person and are seeking two others as a part of an ongoing investigation into a shooting incident which resulted in the injury of 25-year-old Malik Sutherland of Bermudan Landing Village. The investigation commenced at around 6:25 a.m. on 25th May 2026 when reports were received of shots being fired on Clegan Street, Belize City. What we have gathered so far in the course of this ongoing investigation is that Mr. Sutherland was on his way to his place of employment when he was accosted by an individual who was on board an SUV, and that individual fired several shots, resulted in the injury of Mr. Sutherland. As stated, one person has been detained and 2 others are being sought. A motive is being explored, however, that will be disclosed when it becomes necessary to do so.
Police Constable Luis Pascasio is no stranger to the news, and tonight he is once again making it as he is wanted by his own colleagues at the Belize Police Department. Over the weekend, Pascasio, who is also a police officer, was arrested in the Puma gas station parking lot on Freetown Road, which led to a verbal and physical confrontation between him and the officers. Police say that he first assaulted the officer.
As it relates to the inquiry pertaining to Mr. Pascasio, I spoke with one of the OCs in Eastern Division, and what he just advised me just a short while ago is that yes, in fact, an incident occurred and an investigation was triggered, and that investigation has resulted in charges being prepared for Mr. Pascasio in relation to aggravated assault, and wounding as a consequence of a report made by a police officer.
Would you be able to confirm if he was under the influence when that happened? No, I would not.
But I believe the matter was captured on camera because it happened in front of the gas station. That has been viewed, and that is what guided police's action in terms of the charges that have been prepared.
To get to the other side of the story, we spoke via phone with Pascasio's attorney, David McCoy, who explained that his client was badly injured during the altercation with police. However, it wasn't until days later that the police got the idea to levy charges. McCoy believes that it could be a cover-up since Pascasio was planning to take legal action.
The situation pretty much occurred on Saturday recently, again, that he apparently, as alleged by the police, run a traffic light near Freetown next to the Puma gas station. As a result of him running that traffic light, he was intercepted by police officers on cycle patrol, call themselves the Eagle Team. After that, they stopped him, Mr. Pascasio. They put gun by window, and they never in a number 1 uniform. A number 1 uniform that just basically means the khaki and blue. So they approach her, he come out, some communication exchange between the 2 parties, which resulted in my client sustaining a fractured eye, or fractured to his eye, or to the bone, around his eye. After that, he went to the police station. He wasn't charged, wasn't detained. Saturday night, Sunday, he wasn't detained. Now, obviously, the man have legal recourse. So when he exercised the legal recourse, that's when now they want to levy charge on him. I understand, for aggravated assault. It's as if though the police in question, or the police officers in question, are trying to cover up their mess. And I say mess because how can a running a traffic light, which it could be a serious offense in terms of I should say it could be serious if it caused damage to people and so, but that wasn't the case here. So one simple traffic light turned into a explosive situation which could have been avoided, and it was not. So now the police department, I would say the police, they want to charge my client now for aggravated assault, as I understand. I believe the police department should answer, because Mr. Pascasio is one man, and I'm sure that when what transpired, they were able to, from my understanding, subdue him, and he got injured. So obviously, He never escaped from the police officers. They actually make it gone.
Ascasio has injuries to the eye socket. One woman is dead after a road traffic accident on a life-fan motorcycle. It happened on Friday night on Bullet Tree Road. When asked, the police say that Melvin Quishan was riding the motorcycle with the now deceased Aria Ramos behind him when they had a spill. When police arrived and he was asked to take a urine sample, he refused to comply.
Police have issued 32-year-old Melvin Kishan of Bullet Tree Fall Village with a notice of intended prosecution as a part of an ongoing investigation into a traffic accident which claimed the life of 49-year-old Aria Ramos of Bullet Tree Falls Village. The investigation commenced on Friday, 22nd May, just after 10 o'clock p.m. when police responded to reports of a traffic accident in Santa Familia Village. The responding officers reported that upon their arrival, they observed Kishan, who was seated on the road and had some minor injuries and abrasion to the face and body, and at the time he was holding a female, later identified as Ramos, who was complaining of pain to the chest. BERT personnel arrived shortly thereafter and transported Ms. Ramos for medical attention. However, she succumbed to the injuries that she sustained some few hours later. What we have been able to gather so far in the course of the investigation is that both Kishan and Ramos were on board a Lifan brand motorcycle, Kishan being the driver, when upon reaching that area, Mr. Kishan lost control of the motorcycle, and veered off-road, resulting in the injuries reported. That has not been established. However, the responding officers reported that they in fact smelt the aroma of alcohol, and that was one of the reasons why a sample was requested from him. However, he refused to comply.
In case one person refused to comply, what was that?
Well, it's an offense to refuse. As I said, he was served with a notice of intended prosecution. There are a litany of charges that are being considered at this point in time. However, there are certain processes that have to be taken before we reach that point.
Tonight, a senior member of the Gilhari 7 band, Shane Gilhari, is being accused of attempting to abduct two minor-aged girls. In a Facebook video, their mother confronted him about it, which led to the band issuing a statement. In the statement, they said, on behalf of Gilhari 7, we would like to extend our deepest and sincerest apologies to the family and the young girls affected by the recent incident involving former band member Shane Gilhari. We are devastated and deeply concerned by the allegations and understand the fear, pain, and emotional distress this situation may have caused. No family or child should ever have to experience something like this. Several months ago, Shane Gilhari was relieved from the band due to ongoing misconduct, unprofessional behavior, and concerns that had arisen within the group. We also want to acknowledge that Shane is currently struggling with serious mental health issues, and efforts are being made to ensure that he receives the professional help and support he needs. Today, police said that even though no formal report has been made, the mother did visit the station.
I spoke with Commander Corozal Police Formation, Mr. Mendez, and his instruction to me was that no formal report was made in terms of a statement being given by the female and the children in question. He did in fact admit that she went there on the day in question. However, I believe she was still overcome with emotion, so they were not able to document anything. He told me that they have since been making efforts to locate the female and the children with a view to recording the statements and taking necessary actions.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll tell you about a Belizean deported from the U.S. but strangely sent to St. Kitts and Nevis instead of their home country, and we'll show you the donation of medical equipment to the BDF. Don't go away.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7. This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
All your special moments deserve a special place. Book now and save 50% on accommodations and 20% on spa, only at Naya Resort and Spa.
Today marks a major milestone for future education in our community. This building is more than concrete and classrooms. It is a symbol for hope, progress, opportunity, and strong belief that our young people deserve the very best foundation for their future.
The scope of works of this project included the construction of 8 classroom spaces, office spaces, bathroom facilities for male and female students, as well as restroom facilities for male and female teachers, along with storage rooms and a janitor's equipment storage room. Additionally, covered stairwells were constructed to provide access from the ground floor to the first floor, and an access ramp was installed to ensure accessibility for persons with disabilities.
Today is a proud and meaningful day for the people of Corazon Creek. For the Toledo District, this facility represents hope, not only for the students of Corazon Creek, but also for the young people from the 16 surrounding buffer communities that this school will serve and will continue to serve. It reflects our shared belief that no matter where you come from in Belize, you deserve access to spaces that allow you to learn, grow, and succeed. Let the school stand as a symbol of what is possible when we invest in people, communities, and opportunity. Together, we are building more than infrastructure. We are building futures. We are building hope, and we are building a stronger Belize.
Tune Marketing and Road Boy presents Road Boy Ultra Fest 2026.
Sit down, she a back. She bang, she want that.
Saturday, May 30th at Belize Airport Authority in Belize City. Hosted by the energetic international Noah Power. Opening act by the soca princess herself, Nyla Batman.
I've been patient and I've been waiting.
And the main event out of Jamaica with all the dancehall hits, Valiant!
Come here, make me give you one quick round. Touch up, call my name, some girl only pretty pan Harley.
Valiant! Hey, Valiant!
Speechless, I feel make her catch a deep breath. She said,
it's Rude Boy Ultra Fest 2026, Saturday, May 30th.
Put a little pressure on me, I saw you brawling. Tabadine.
Road Boy Ultra Fest 2026.
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, ensuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, ensuring you from life's unexpected.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures, customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter, smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights, distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids, and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
A Belizean deportee from the U.S. has been sent to the Caribbean nation of St. Kitts and Nevis under a safe third country agreement. The individual, who has not been identified, alongside 2 Jamaican nationals, arrived in the Twin Island Federation on 6 days ago on Tuesday, May 19th. Officials in that country stressed that the individuals were not deported due to criminal convictions, but rather for administrative immigration violations within the United States. The St. Kitts and Nevis government stated that the Belizean national will receive the standard immigration status and legal accommodation ordinarily granted to CARICOM citizens. Typically, Belizean nationals facing deportation from the United States are repatriated directly to their home country. From what we have been able to gather, it's news to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which had not been notified about the irregular deportation. If you wondered why you were seeing the BDF Brigadier General and the Defense Minister all over the news, well, it's because the BDF today received a donation of medical equipment for its hospital at Price Barracks. We were at the handing over today, and Jo Marie Lanza reports.
The Belize Defense Force received essential medical equipment for its force hospital, donated by the owner of Tonic Life Belize. The donation included an automated external defibrillator, an X-ray machine, and an ambulance, significantly bolstering the hospital's medical readiness. The Defense Minister spoke about the importance of this donation.
It's a significant game changer for the health sector of our Belize Defense Force. As you know, now they can do their own X-rays. I was just getting a tour. It is fully equipped with everything. It's standalone. So the Belize Defense Force Hospital now can do its own X-rays. There's also the defibrillator for those. Let's hope we don't have to use it very much for those who suffer heart attack, and definitely an ambulance that will also be used within the surrounding areas. So it's not just for the BDF, but for the wider Ladyville and Lordsburn community.
BDF Commander Brigadier General Anthony Velasquez noted that while the force has received ambulances in the past, this is its first ever X-ray machine. He added that the next step is upgrading a facility to properly house the new equipment.
The ability to have another one is a great game changer for us. The X-ray machine, we've never had one before, and we have always needed to send our soldiers for various injuries to get X-rayed. But this will greatly increase our capacity to do it here at low cost, at probably no cost to the soldier at all. We'll just have to develop we already identified a building, and we just need to refurbish that building to the medical standards with the lead-lined walls and everything else, right? So Mr. Furr's donation has really put us ahead of the game, and we really appreciate it, and we'll continue to collaborate with him in the future.
Jo Marie Lanza, 7 News.
On Friday, we told you that the Court of Appeal upheld the decision made by the Supreme Court in the case of the village of Halakte versus the government. The decision was originally made in 2021 by the then acting Chief Justice Michelle Arana. The village took the matter to court after they felt their customary rights were violated when GOB laid down a road from the dump area to the edge of the village. Justice Arana had issued orders for the return of some of the lands and damages for depriving the community the right to use them, and also for the damage caused to their lands. Today we spoke with attorney Leslie Mendez, who represented the village in the appeal case.
I think it is yet another affirmation by a court that Maya land rights are tangible, that they are worthy of protection, and that the courts will be prepared to protect them and to recognize them in court. And I think it's important because in the larger context of the situation that we have right now and the fact that the Maya land rights law is still in development, I think it's important to still as evidence that even though the Maya land rights law has not been fully developed, protection and recognition applies. That the villages will be able to go to court and to get relief from the court if it is that these rights are not protected and in the event that there are violations. notwithstanding the fact that the Maya land rights law has not been developed, because oftentimes, and there are many right now, that are approaching the implementation of the consent order and by extension the Maya land rights as if they are not yet in existence, that they will come into existence and that we will understand what they are until the law has been enacted. And I think that repeatedly we have seen that courts are very much prepared to confirm and to signal, particularly to public officials, that protection applies now, and that protection, in fact, should have been applying from long before. One of the novel points that the Court of Appeal was able to delve into, and as well that Justice Arana delved into, is, okay, there's a violation of property rights that are derived from Maya customary land tenure. But how do we value them? Before the Justice Arana, as well as before the Court of Appeal, there was an insistence and a focus on it being valued at market value, which is the same, which is the assessment or the valuation approach that would obtain when it comes to a private title. When private title is compulsory acquired by the government, you look to fair market value. But the argument was that with respect to indigenous lands, such as Maya customary lands, that is an inappropriate benchmark for valuation. And the reason for that is that Maya customary land rights are inalienable. They are not seen as commodity. They are supposed to remain for generations to come, and the types of rights that are derived from those are not commodities. They are not assets in that way. So reference to market value would be inappropriate. We have to take into account the damage that has been caused to the governance systems, to the spirituality, and to all of the rights that are derived and from the collective of Maya customary land tenure.
Trinidadian Senior Counsel Douglas Mendez was retained to represent the government. Senior Counsel Andrew Marszalek has been appointed as a temporary Justice of Appeal for 6 weeks from June 1st to July 15th. According to an official announcement, the appointment of Mr. Marszalek SC follows the call for applications of interest from suitable qualified members of the bar. Marszalek has been practicing law over 30 years and said, quote, "I consider it the duty of all senior attorneys to provide public service when required, and I'm happy to submit my application for the temporary appointment." And with that, we conclude our newscast for tonight. Thanks for watching. With your news, I'm Indra Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook page. Have a great evening. Join me back here tomorrow at 6.